Hey Simmers, I'm Erin, I play The Sims, and welcome back to the fourth part of Mama Laveau's Let's Build a Story, where we are building a save file one household at a time. We've got Mama Laveau in here dancing with her spirits. She has just made some sort of concoction that I'm sure she'll pick up later. Last episode we did her kitchen and her bathroom. You all, I am so excited to get to that mystery shed today and her bedroom. This is probably gonna be the last part of the series, so let's go ahead, pop back into build mode while Mama is just loving on her some Louis, and I will see you there. Let's get started. You all, we are back in build mode, just taking a look at some changes that I have done. One I'm gonna leave live to do with you guys. First and foremost, this kitchen has quite a few changes in it, I might say. Or I might add. So I've changed some of the lighting in here. I've updated some lighting actually in a lot of the rooms. I haven't settled necessarily on any lighting at all. That'll be done by the time the save file is released, but lighting's not my strong suit, okay? Second of all, this shelf up here is much more decorated now. It's not just a place to hold those concoctions. It has, you know, some of her kitties, some homages to maybe some of her favorite stray cats. We've got little milk jug, of course, the hand, because we got to give the folks something to gab about. And maybe she sneaks a cookie every once in a while, but she wants it up high enough that it's hard to get to. Who knows? Right above this table, instead of having just a wreath, I went ahead and actually pulled this out, I believe from Horse Ranch, and have decorated it with, little plants, maybe some cute little corked thing, I don't know, spices, powder, who knows, little plates up here, and then this is where a lot of her concoctions live. Nice and shut away on a cabinet, and unless you knew it was in here, they just look like canned goods. So I thought that was probably a more realistic way for her to store them. Also had to point out that this used to be a different painting over here in the dining room. That was something that I thought, I didn't realize I pulled out CC. This is actually a tiger painting. It's actually modeled after diamond art. As you can see down here, it is CC titled Tiger Painting by VW Girl. This creator I know does watch the series. Definitely call yourself out. Everybody say hi down in the comments. As beautiful as this is, and I know in my personal game, this will definitely be making it into a build. I want to stick with vanilla game to be able to upload this so that the most amount of people can download it if they have every pack like I do. I know that's already limiting it quite a bit, so we just won't put in CC, as beautiful as it is. Now, the very last change that I would like to do now that we are in this porch, I want to see if maybe we have better lighting. Maybe the nighttime lighting would be best. Wow, that is blinding sun. Oh my goodness, is something that you guys called out, Simmer Shona actually, called out in a couple of videos ago, that there was a tradition for painting porches, like the ceilings on the porches, are they called ceilings? The up there on the porches, a specific shade of blue called haint blue. Shona called out that this is a tradition that was brought forward by folks who were descended from the Gullah Geechee tribes, which are African tribes that were forcibly brought over to the US. The groups that were forcibly brought over were brought over to work plantations in like South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. So not quite Louisiana, but there are Creole cultures that exist in those states. Louisiana is most famous for it within the US, and I think internationally, if you're going to use the word Creole, Louisiana probably comes to mind. But these other states also have Creole culture within them. Whereas Louisiana's was more influenced by French and Haitian roots, the Gullah Geechee and other African tribes influence Creole culture elsewhere in the US. I do have some resources that I used in getting a little bit more detail about this linked below. You certainly can in the description. Go in, read. They're fascinating reads. According to those sources, haint is like this bluey green, like a turquoise almost, very light turquoise, meant to mimic the color of the water. So the word haint is a pronunciation of what we would call haunt. which is what the Gullah tribe referred to as spirits or ghosts or, something like that. And it was to tempt spirits away from haunting like the residences or the houses. It would tempt them up to the porch outside of the house to sort of tempt them up to the sky. Now that it's on our front porch, let's go to the back porch. Now, even outside of spirits, anything like that, it is also believed, one moment. Oh boy. So for some reason, the ceiling under the porch is just gone. So I'll fix it by the time it gets uploaded. But anyway, the outside of spirits, any superstition or religious belief tied to the Gullah Geechee belief system, it was also thought to help with like wasps and mosquitoes by mimicking the water and drawing them up away from your guests or away from you who is just trying to enjoy some outside time. So it's still done widely today. And I didn't know that. That is outstanding. Thank you guys for your comments. If you know any tidbits, let's learn together. Please keep leaving those. I love your ideas. Absolutely love your ideas. So now that we have our haint blue ceilings out on the porch, let's go ahead and busy ourselves with this bedroom. The hallway probably is what we're going to do today as well. And then we shall get over to our beautiful shed and see what it is that Mama Laveau does in there. Now, very first, let's lay down some beautiful wallpaper. Let's go to our decor to the max pack. I love this beautiful birds and flowers. I'm not sure which flowers these are, but it's gorgeously yellow. And then we will get to decorating this space now that it is appropriately in Mama Laveau's favorite color. Guys, I have to say thank you before we get too much into it. I know we did not have any videos this last week or streams. I don't know, like life's been lifing and just it all catches up. You know what? I don't know that I love this. Do we have something pretty in werewolves? I mean, this is a nice rug, but it's just not the vibe I'm going for. Maybe. I know Mama Laveau loves yellow, but I think I might like this. There's some yellow in it, but I love this color palette, I have to confess. And this matches so well with it. I think we're probably gonna go that way. And put this, yes. Okay, so it does, we've got largely green. We've got little yellow accents here that I think I'm going to be keeping. But that way it just, I don't know, it makes sense to me, you know? Let's go ahead and get some curtains up. I'm gonna play with the swatches on this, I think, a little bit. As beautiful as pink is, I mean, I love a good pink moment. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more yellow in there for Mama. So thank you guys for your patience oh yes, I love this. While I just kind of took some time, I think everybody needs time every once in a while. And you know, where you can take it, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and kind of pull this out from the wall a little bit. I want those beautiful bedposts to be visible and seen everywhere. I am also going to be pulling out some side tables. I'm just looking at which ones I chose. I think I went a little bit too, I mean, not that the rent pack doesn't have beautiful furniture, it really does. But I think I'm gonna go a little bit more high school years with this. I absolutely love these bedside tables. They just seem very, I don't know, they just seem very feminine. I love the shape of this. It matches the bed so well. This is my, oh goodness, you need to go back over there. This is my very favorite set from high school years. I think it just looks, like I said, so effeminate, so pretty. I've hinted to it in previous videos, and this is totally aside from any kind of femininity or masculinity, anything like that. But Mama Laveau, although she's had 2 daughters, she was married, but probably lost her husband fairly young, which I think adds to some of the buzzing tongues around her, if you will. And she was very happy to be married to her husband at the time. But since his passing, she has, let's move this over a little because that is clipping in to Louie's bed. I love the idea of Louie having a beautiful cat bed in here with his owner, who dotes on him and loves him. Let's see if we can't get some nice lighting in here. I chose this originally in green, but I think we are going to go pink. Mama Laveau has had many dalliances. She was a beautiful sim when she was younger, absolutely gorgeous. She's still gorgeous. She can turn a head or two, don't get me wrong. And she's a bisexual sim. She likes your hearts, not your parts. Ooh, is that too big a mirror? I think it might be too big a mirror. I think I'll save that for the hallway. Let's get little tissue paper, you know, it's just anything she might need in the middle of the night, she's ready for, right? Give her a nice memory box. I think we'll kind of put it up this way. Is that clipping in? That really is. That is clipping in quite a lot. Can I push you back here? Can I maybe cock you to the side? Is that yes? Oh, lovely. Oh, perfect. Wonderful. I am so happy with that. But Madame Laveau has had a few partners in her life. Her daughters were very used to this growing up. They were not shocked by it. Ooh, let's give her some nice skincare. I know that Mama Laveau would be, I imagine her being religious about skincare and teaching her daughters to be religious about skincare. And we'll give her a nice book. And of course she has a cell phone because everybody has a cell phone. I had toyed a little bit with giving her like a dresser, and maybe she has like her jewelry and things in that nice big wardrobe. She does have some things littered out and about, but you know, who knows what she has in here. Now, I do think that this For Rent pack is absolutely beautiful, has got gorgeous artwork on it. And you know, it does enough, it hits enough of our color notes that it's not too busy, I think. I think this is absolutely a gorgeous woman on this painting. I don't think that it is one of Mama Laveau's lovers, but I think that maybe she has so many Tomarani influences in her life that it's believable, at least to me, that one of her great loves in her life could have been Tomaranian, not the father of her children, but I would totally believe that's too colorful. That looks not the way I want it to. Ooh, better. Okay, wonderful. Love that. But I think it's absolutely believable that one of Mama Laveau's great loves was from Tomarang. So there are probably quite a lot of influences in her home from that person. I like to think that this was probably someone that she dated, could have passed on by now. Maybe they just moved on. Maybe they just didn't work out. Who knows? I will let you guys decide that out in the comments. But you know, there's a lot of decorating that they brought in. So now that we've got this bedroom done, let's move on to our hallway. I feel like I went very green with the back of this house unintentionally. I did not mean to. I don't want to keep this yellow wallpaper though. It's just a little meh, you know? I do think that this green is a nice pop of color. So we will just commit, and oh, the angles in here. I will have to find one that I don't hate and then just go with it. So this one isn't gonna be too big. We've got like essentially just one hallway table of stuff. And we might do, possibly a little full-length hallway mirror here. I don't know that I like that. I think maybe we won't. We'll just do a little bit here. We'll put a nice little plant, kind of tuck that in because I don't want this to bug the back door, which it won't. All right, perfect. And we'll just kind of pull out some little decorative things, get a little light going over this way, so that way it's not so very dark. And there we go, guys. I think the inside of the house is done. Now, what you all came for, we are going to go into this shed. There isn't a whole lot going on. It's just, you know, an unassuming white shiplap on the inside. We've got some nice pink siding on the outside. It's really kind of nice. And to those that manage to maybe sneak onto the property, come in an uninvited way, however you want to put that, they would probably be pretty disappointed. It's just a place for her cats at first glance. Not her cats, the neighborhood cats. Sometimes even in hot and sticky New Willow Creek, it gets cold, right? And you don't want those kitties outside if you can help it. So Madame, with her big warm heart, has made a little kitty shed for everybody. It certainly can't house all the cats in the neighborhood. Feral cats don't really like sharing space with other strange cats. They don't like to be on top of each other, but for any that can use it, it's here. I'll probably put a little litter box out this way, maybe one that she changes every once in a while. Something cute, you know? Because when neighbors come over, she doesn't want them to be totally grossed out. I mean, she's a cat lover, but she's not lost her sense of smell and knows that everyone else won't have either. Maybe this could be a different color. Whoops, not that one. Maybe this could be a nice blue. There we go. Now, for those of you that are maybe a little bit disappointed that this is just for the cats, by the way, congratulations on those who have guessed that, you know, this is for the cats. This is for their comfort. Mama Laveau is dedicated to stewarding them well. But for those that might be a little bit disappointed, please notice that there's more of the video. We are not done with this room. Because as big as Mama Laveau's heart is for these cats, I'm actually going to give her some little side tables here and there. You know, she needs surfaces to be able to properly care for them and places to put their cat food. You know that she's financially secure. She's got enough money. As dedicated as she is to this, this is not the only use. Oh, this will not sit nicely. This is not the only use of this room. Is this floating? Oh, we're floating. Okay, so can we go down one? Is that acceptable? Will that be okay? It really cuts into there, doesn't it? Oh, I've tried to fix it. We're just gonna have to look. We're gonna have to look past. We're gonna have to look behind. It's okay, Erin. It's fine. She keeps all manner of things in here. She's a tidy woman. So she's got like little partitions for things that aren't maybe as tidy as she wants. Let's actually take these out because I'm worried about routing. Push this a little closer. Yes. So obviously you can see these accordion dividers. If anybody gets nosy, they'll see the little cat food behind. Maybe it's an effort to keep the cats out. There is also another accordion divider here. So I think any unsuspecting eye would just sort of pass over this, leave this alone, right? Because, my dears, we have a basement. Now, I don't want to go too far, probably in this direction. And then we're gonna need a ladder. Let's give her this. Perfect. All right, wonderful. So she's got a little ladder that brings her down to an extra storeroom. Now, maybe way back in the 17 and 1800s, when this house, I'm assuming, was built, this little basement, or what we would refer to as a basement, would have been like cold storage. This would have been stone walled and stone floored. The ceiling would have been made of stone as well. Oh, I think I like this a little bit better. We are definitely gonna have to get some more lighting in here. It is very dark. Oh yes, stone ceiling as well. You guys didn't see very much of that, I'm sorry, but it's there. We know it's there, right? And this would have been to absolutely trap in as much of the temperature as you wanted to. In this case, they would have wanted to in the 17 and 1800s, probably put ice down here. So this could have been an ice house. You would have kept very cold things. I love this light from Cats and Dogs. I love that it's a little pendulum light. Now, an ice house is what it probably would have been used for. This room up here, this shed, more than likely would have been used as, maybe a dressing. Cooking was a very dirty job, especially if you had things like chickens and things that you had to like butcher on the spot and prepare. Or if you bought your chickens unplucked from the butcher or something like that, you had to have a place that wasn't where people spent most of their time in order to do some of that nasty stuff. And also it would have been very hot. So it could be that this was like an outdoor or like a canning kitchen. I know that Jacob was talking on Discord about that. So I love that idea. But she's converted it into Cat Haven. And then, as I said, Mama Laveau is not a spellcaster. Mama Laveau has no spellcaster in her. However, she knows a lot of Sims from a lot of different worlds. They come from all over to get her counsel, to get her advice. They come from all over to get some of her concoctions. And you've got to know that she's made friends with at least a spellcaster in a different world. I think definitely Glimmerbrook is a place where Mama Laveau is completely welcome. And you better believe that they are more than happy, because Mama Laveau can be trusted to share some of the fruits of their knowledge with her. So although Mama Laveau does not make potions, I am sure that as a gift and under the strictest swearing of all secrecy ever, she has been permitted to have some of their potions. I don't want gray because that's going to just blend so much. And I don't want black because that's very dark and that has nothing to do with Mama Laveau. This looks so new though. I think we're probably going to go with this. That's a nice sort of middle ground for her. And down here, you know that they've taken care of her. This is a potion of curse cleansing. So excited for that. This is a potion of alluring aura. Madame Laveau makes something with natural herbs. Anyway, this is the good stuff, okay? The stuff she makes is the good stuff. That's what she gives Sims. But listen, if she finds herself needing it or has a Sim that she feels she can trust and that the spellcasters can trust as well, she might pour a little something into her potion, right? There is a potion of good fortune, which I'm very excited for her to use, and something called a potion of rejuvenation. I have to confess, I don't know what that does. So good luck finding that out. I think we might also give her like a little working scale. I think that's really cute. Can we do an orb? I think that's really cute. It's a familiar orb. I think the raven would be absolutely perfect for her. That is cutting in super bad. Let's see if I can't pull this, get this a little bit more room. And I would love to see if I can probably fill this with something else. Ooh, and then we can put these little books here. This is called Famous Spellcasters Throughout History. I think Mama Laveau would absolutely be into that. I love this. I think this is so cute. Let's give some little flowers. This is actually a picture of a death flower. I did not clock that when I very first got this pack, but that's, this is what it is. And of course, she needs her herb potions. She's got to be able to see who does what's in where. I think she would absolutely categorize all of these. And of course, we are going to have our butterflies, frogs, mandrakes, all of that. Got this a little bit decorated in here. I do think that we could probably do something over here. Now, one of you guys left a comment that I absolutely love. While voodoo really doesn't have much to do, like voodoo, the religion, as far as I can tell, does not have much to do with actually controlling other individuals through like spells and powers and stuff. Voodoo, the religion, has much more to do with respecting and speaking with elders or with those of your family that have passed on. So whilst I do not think that Mama Laveau probably practices the ins and outs of the voodoo religion, I do think that Mama Laveau would, if not pray to her elders or those in her family that have passed away, gone to the save file in the sky, that she would leave not an offering, but she would leave things of her dead relatives that they really appreciated for the purposes of commemorating them and honoring them. Now, this is going to look like a shrine, but I really do think that this is a place that Mama Laveau goes to remember those that have passed on, maybe commune with them a little. I think that she goes here to really feel close. This is grandmother's urn. I don't have pictures. I may put some up later as I go on in the save file, but at this point I don't. So we're just going to be putting some urns in. And she's going to be leaving, we can call them offerings, but really just little reminders for herself. Oh my gosh, this is called an antique urn. I thought this was like a cup. Do you know how many Sims I've been putting this in the house of? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is their like really fancy antique cup. It's an urn, you guys. What am I doing? I thought I was going to go and debug and get a lot of these, but they're so big. So I think I'm just going to be happy with these urns here. She's got a few urns from treasured family members or family members that at least her mother really wanted to remember and to carry on. And you know, she's a Laveau. At the end of the day, her family traditions and her family history and lore is very important to her. I've gone ahead and played around with a little bit of the trinkets. I think we might leave some beautiful flower offerings and arrangements. Yes, little wreaths everywhere. This is meant to be a celebratory time. A little sad, perhaps, a place to reflect. But overall, by and large, this is a place to gather strength and to contemplate the meaning of life and to really wonder what the afterlife has for you, probably without fear, probably with an almost, not hurried toward, but a looking forward to. In Western culture, I feel like we can have such a fear of death, of the inevitable, but that isn't the way that every culture frames it, and one could argue that that maybe isn't the most healthy way. So if ever Madame needs it, maybe the world and its problems or the lack of understanding and the gossip gets to her, then she comes down here. She lights a candle. She prays maybe to her watcher, to her maker. Maybe she really wants to tap in to her mother or her grandmother or any of her other family members that she remembers that are not here with her anymore. And she's reminded that she's not alone, that this isn't all that there is ever going to be, that she has probably in her mind a more perfect place to get to. I can see her absolutely doing that. I do think that Madame is probably quite religious, even conventionally religious, but maybe this is a beautiful melting of traditional Haitian beliefs and traditional Samarican beliefs as well. I think I'm gonna flop something to maybe warm it up a little bit in here. Yellow, absolutely yellow for Mama. What else would she decorate in? Warm her feet a little. I think as a last touch, we will probably pop a couple of windows over here. Nothing too terribly conspicuous, just, if this was a shed, modern day, you probably wouldn't have no window into the outside in it. So from the top, beautiful, comfortable place for kitties to get out of the weather. On the bottom, her probably most private things are down here, whether they be privileged potions that she was bestowed upon or memories of family past. Guys, we are done with this house. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey for Mama Laveau. Pop that roof on. Oh, look at this. Look how colorful the explosion. I love it. Let's go into live mode, and it is live mode, not live mode. I'll fight you, and see how Mama is getting on. Here is her porch, very colorful, very festive. Let's see if we can go on inside a little. You come in through her bright, beautiful door into her lovely living room. I really love the way that this turned out. I love all the colors, it all coming out at you. There's so much to look at and ask about if you are couth enough to do so. If you ask questions, I'm sure Mama Laveau would give you as straight an answer as possible. But again, if you're going to be ignorant enough to assume and not ask questions, she's not going to correct you. Here we are going into her dining room. Lots and lots of Tomarani influence here. All of these pictures, I like to think that this is some of the folks that she's helped. That is definitely Bob and Eliza Pancakes over there. Here is for sure, absolutely the cats and dogs couple. I can't remember their name now, but get wonderful treats for you. Of course, Mama Laveau is always a wonderful host. Lots of nice, beautiful artwork everywhere. I love her beaded curtains. She has her nice, beautiful, quaint kitchen. I love the way that this turned out. I want to spend time here sipping on something warm and telling Mama Laveau about all my problems. If we come on over into the hallway and into Mama Laveau's bedroom, you'd never think, right? Like, this is just an unassuming bedroom. Absolutely nothing to gossip and gab about here. Come on around into the bathroom. If you do find yourself needing one, she's got a great one. Out into her back porch where you can play some cards, sip some lemonade, sit with the kitties as you please. And then last but not least, if she trusts you very, very much, you might get a look into her cat shack. And I would never assume that she would trust you this much, but if she did, then only the most intimate folks in her life know about this room here. Only her most trusted folks. I would think probably that until they were at an age where they could take this over, even her grown daughters would not know about this room. So, my lovelies, thank you for coming with me on this journey into our very first founding family of Foundry Cove. We are not done. We have an entire neighborhood to get to, one of 5 in this first world. Let me know who you think we're moving on to next. I will say that it will still be in Foundry Cove. Do you think it's going to be a new family? Do you think it's going to be a family we already know? Guys, I'm thinking this is going to be Wednesday uploads. Don't hold me to that exactly. I don't know how well I can keep that promise, but those are the goals. So hopefully next Wednesday, I will be seeing you with our very next family. Hope to see you there. Bye.